Hey, good morning. Welcome in to a Monday edition of the Lowdown presented by Layman's Hardware and Old Time General Store. I'm Bruce Hooley with your PressProsMagazine.com update. And boy, what a week we have. If you like high school basketball, this is your week, man. It doesn't get any better than this. You can see high-level tournament basketball without too much of a drive every single night this week, starting with tonight in the Central District, Division III boys. Afrocentric with Dayton Swain, a Xavier commit, is on the court at Berlin High School in Olentangy at 7 p.m. And also at 7 p.m., not too far away at Westerville North, we've got Worthington Christian. They're also a top 10 team in the state of Ohio in the D3 poll, as is Afrocentric. Worthington Christian taking on Fairbanks High School. All right, Tuesday. Whoo! What a matchup. It's going to be crazy. It's like Mac Country in Wapak on Tuesday. New Bremen against St. Henry in 6 p.m. semifinal. Marion Local against Fort Recovery in the game after. Listen, I was at Wapak last year for St. Henry and Marion Local, and getting out of there after game one for the people trying to get in for game two was nuts. So I would highly recommend you get there early because the highways around there get totally jacked up, and you may not get in time to watch tip-off of the second game if you're late. So I know you Marion Local fans are regulars, but I'm just throwing a shout out to Fort Recovery. So be ready for it. Be ready for that traffic jam. Also Tuesday night in girls D1, this is regional semifinals at Westerville North. It was supposed to be Westerville South, but now it's Westerville North. Why? Because Westerville South is in it. Westerville South upset Olentangy Liberty. You can read about that game on PressProsMagazine.com. Marysville against Westerville South in the first game at 6. Pick Central, we think, we don't know, the class of Central Ohio in the second game against Kaufman. They housed Kaufman at Kaufman a couple of weeks ago. I was at that game, covered that game. You can read about it on the site. We'll see if Kaufman's got a little something extra. Kaufman's had a lot of regional frustration over the last couple of years, lost into regionals at least the last 2 years, so they're trying to get by Pick Central, but that's a tall order because Pick Central is not only tall, they're really, really good. They do a great job at Pick Central. Okay, Wednesday, at UD Arena, Russia plays at 5:30 against Springfield Catholic Central, and Troy Christian is on the court at 7:30 against Cincinnati Riverview East Academy. Also, same night, we've got boys district semis all over Central Ohio, too numerous to name. Thursday, Miami East is in action at 7:30 at UD. Same time, just up the highway, just up I-75 at Vandalia Butler High School. We've got girls regional action in Division IV, number one in the state, Tri-Village, led by Riley Sagaster, who's state all-time three-point shooting leader, against Marion Local, 6 p.m. Be ready for the physicality, Tri-Village. That unnerved you last year in the tournament. Marion Local is going to be really, really physical. That'll be a really interesting matchup. And then at 8 p.m., look out, Shelby County League Showdown. Shelby County League Showdown. Russia against Fort Loramie at 8 o'clock. Those winners will play on Saturday. Friday night, we've got the New Bremen and St. Henry winner against the Marion Local Fort Loramie winner. That's a 6 o'clock game at Wapak. We have at UD Arena that night in boys district action, Tri-Village, good luck, Josh Sagaster and the Patriots against Greenview, and Cincinnati College Prep against Jackson Center. Boy, did Jackson Center have a tough go of it on Saturday night against Fort Loramie. I feel bad for Corey Britton and the Loramie Redskins. They keep running into Jackson Center in the sectional finals. Jackson Center got it done down the stretch, but man, Caleb Maurer, what a game by Caleb Maurer of Fort Loramie. 30 points, 30 of his team's 46. He was terrific. And really interesting after the game, both Corey Britton, which you'd expect because Caleb Maurer plays for him, but Scott Elkert of Jackson Center as well, went on and on and on about Caleb Maurer. Not as a player. I mean, they were complimentary of Caleb as a player. Who wouldn't be after he had 30 of his team's 46? But so complimentary of Caleb Maurer as a young man. And I was just really, really impressed by what his coach and the opposing coach had to say about Caleb Maurer. Whoever gets him in college is going to get a tremendous, tremendous young man, not just a tremendous player. Okay, Friday night as well, we'll have girls Division I regional championship in Central Ohio. We'll be all over that one. Saturday, we've got the, of course, regional championship game between the Russia Loramie winner and the Tri-Village Marion winner. And then we have on Saturday at Ohio Dominican, the boys district finals. And we're going to see, it starts at 11 in the morning, then at 2, then at 5, then at 7. So get into ODU. I don't know if you have to pay for 4 games or if you pay for 2 games or if you pay for each game individually. But here's who you're going to see. In the 5 o'clock game, you're going to see Pick North, who a lot of people think are going to win the state again because they have Devin Royal and they're really, really outstanding. You'll have most likely Olentangy Liberty. Well, I'm giving Pick North a win because they play Olentangy Berlin. They got work to do. Okay, here's who you might see. You might see Olentangy Liberty. You might see Pick North. You might see Orange. All 3 of those teams are in the top 10 in the state of Ohio. And you're going to see whoever survives Westerville South against Westerville North meeting for the 3rd time this season. And that is always, always a knockout game. Always a knockout game. Hey, speaking of a knockout game, let me shout out the Ohio State Buckeyes for a second. Got to get an update here on my screen. The Ohio State Buckeyes got a win yesterday, and I wrote in the preview for this that it was a big win. Every win's a big win when you haven't won in 36 days, when you've lost 9 in a row, when you've lost 14 out of 15. So big win for them. Conversely, UD, the Dayton Flyers, trying to get into the NCAA tournament, lose at home to George Mason. That's tough. That's a tough loss for Anthony Grant and the Flyers. 74-69 the final. That one's on the site with Hal McCoy doing what only Hal McCoy, the Hall of Famer, can do. Put it all in perspective for you. Buckeye baseball wins 1 out of 4. And Phoenix, they're going to Dallas this week. We'll see. What happens with Buckeye baseball. Hopefully encouraging. I think new coach Bill Mosiello is trying to adjust to being a head coach. And he's got to learn to process the tough losses, maybe a little bit better, not make his team so tight. But the Buckeyes played loose on Sunday and won one game out west. So they're coming back home. Then they'll head down to Dallas. And finally, this week, we're looking forward to the Big Ten Wrestling Championships on the weekend because Big Ten Wrestling, 14 teams in the league, 10 of them, 10 are in the top 25 in the country, including like 5 in the top 10. And yes, Ohio State is one of those teams. Can the Buckeyes win a couple championships this week? Sammy Sasso would be a favorite. Caleb Romero has got to knock off a 2-time NCAA champion, but he wrestled that opponent from Penn State really, really tough in their duel a couple of weeks ago at OSU. Caleb has not wrestled competitively since then. We'll see if he is full go. Looking for Jesse Mendez. What kind of freshman capping Big Ten season will Jesse Mendez have? He's also going up against a 2-time defending NCAA champion, number 1 in the country, Roman Bravo Young from Penn State. But Jesse Mendez, this young man is going places, and you're privileged to be able to watch him go those places as an Ohio State Buckeye fan, following him right here on Press Pros. Okay, down at the bottom of the crawl, you see how you register to win a Layman's gift card. Oh, it's February the 27th. What should that tell you? Oh, that should tell you you better get your entries in because we're going to pull a winner on Wednesday. PressProsContest@gmail.com, PressProsContest@gmail.com. Just send me your name and address. We'll throw you in the drawing. We'll see if you win. Because if you do, wow, then you've got a $50 head start on anybody else who stops by Layman's store in Kidron, 4 miles south of Route 30. Or you have a $50 head start on anybody who's shopping online at Leymans.com, LEHMANS.com. It's more than a hardware store. It's a tech store. It is an antique store. It is a throwback store to a bygone era. It's a general store. It is a stove store. They have great fireplaces and stoves and outdoor stoves. Anything you need to get things done around the house, live a more simple life, anything you need to basically capture the bygone era of nostalgia that is so intermeshed with Amish country, you will find it at Layman's Hardware, an old-time general store. And by the way, you'll find it nowhere else because they have a one-of-a-kind inventory. The perfect place to find the hardest to buy for person on your gift list, the perfect gift. Layman's Hardware, an old-time general store in Kidron, Ohio. Don't forget your 15% discount for buying online and using the promo code PressPros15. PressPros15. I know the ads say 10. We're going to get new ads. It says right here, and you can take it to the bank, a 15% discount when you use the promo code PressPros15. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get ready for a busy week covering high school basketball. Can't wait for it. Buckeyes are home on Wednesday night against Maryland. We'll see if they can close out the season with 2 in a row. Woo, 2 in a row, yeah. By the way, yesterday, after the Ohio State game, Chris Holtmann came into the post game, and I thought, I see your name. Rumored for Notre Dame, rumored for Mississippi. A lot of people are talking about, will Ohio State fire Chris Holtmann? No, they won't. They owe him too much money, and they believe in him. This is 1 year. It's an aberration. Got to get to a Sweet 16 soon, maybe next year. If not next year, the year after. But I thought, you know what? Maybe Ohio State might have to worry about replacing Chris Holtmann if he leaves of his own volition, because there are a lot of schools out there that apparently have interest in him. So I said, are you committed here? If they want you, do you want them? And he said, yes. I love it here. He said it twice, just in case you missed it the first time. And then at the end of his commentary, I said, hey, is that a firm commitment from you that you're not going to look at other jobs? And he said, yes, absolutely. So you're all welcome out there in media world for me doing your job for you yesterday and getting you the primo quote and news of the aftermath of Ohio State beating Illinois. But it looks like Chris Holtmann is locked in at Ohio State for the foreseeable future. And with that, I'll lock in and get ready for my daily radio show here on 98.9 The Answer and 94.5 The Answer out of Dayton. We'll see you out and about at the games. Thanks to the gentleman from Russia who came up and said some nice things to me on Saturday night at Piqua High School. What a scene at Garbry Gymnasium. Chip Hare and the Piqua Indians do a great job hosting that section. Well, it was packed to the gills for Jackson Center and Fort Loramie, and I would imagine everybody will be following their teams this week, and we look forward to following them too. And remember, the content at Press Pros is always free. You go on newspaper sites, you go on fan sites, and what? You got to pay for the content. They don't even give you one free story, or you might get 2 or 3 free stories. You might get 5 free stories a month. At Press Pros, you never pay. And the reason why you never pay is because our sponsors make it all possible. And the sponsor of the Lowdown is, of course, Layman's Hardware, an old-time general store. Shop online 24/7, 365 at LEHMANS.com. Have a great day.